Let's do Psalms. Let's do Psalms 1. And Psalms 1 says,
God loves me. God loves me.
Psalms 1 says, Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doeth he meditate day, bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. The ungodly are not so, but are like the shaft which the wind driveth away. Therefore, the ungodly shall not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. For the Lord knoweth the way of the righteous, but the way of the ungodly shall perish. And I find that to be quite interesting. I find that Psalms 1 to be quite interesting because God is telling us, Psalms 1 is speaking to us and and actually separating us from the ungodly, and that the righteous shall not shall not sit, stand, or actually cohabitate with unrighteous. But we are called, and remember, Psalms is in the Old Testament, but we are called to love even our enemies. And in doing so, yes, sometimes, we have to deal with people that we don't want to deal with. But if we can just say a word, impart something of God's word into one of them, you never know what might happen, because all we have to do is plant the seed. And once you plant the seed, let God do the rest of the work. We don't want to beat religion over anybody's head. We don't want to beat God over nobody's head. But you know what? We just plant the seed. All we got to do is just plant the seed and let God do the rest.
Let God do the rest.
Because when we begin to beat Christ over people's head and religion over people's head, guess what it does? It turns them away. But regardless whether it turns them away or not, at the day of judgment, guess what? You're going to have to stand before that judgment seat of Christ. And he's either going to tell you, depart from me because I know you not, or well done, my good and faithful servant. So, all we can do is just plant the seed, just share what God has done for you. We got, we actually had we have an individual in here who didn't believe, but guess what? He's starting to believe, that there's a God, and that everything that he has done wasn't by his own accord. And even in the midst of loss, you know what? God will come to you. I said something last night that I think it was in believe it was in Revelations, or I think it was in Revelations. But it says, and I'm paraphrasing, that Jesus is standing at the door knocking. If you open the door, he'll come in and he'll sit with you and you sit with him. But we have to want this. And the best thing I like about God is that, even on our deathbed, if we confess with our mouth and believe in our heart that Jesus Christ died and was raised on the third day, then guess what? Them too will be saved. So while the best time to get it right is right now, while blood is still flowing warm in your veins. While you still have speech, while you still are able to hear, while you still have a portion of health. A lot of people want to say, well, I want to wait till I stop this and stop that. Well, guess what? You've been trying to stop this and stop that for 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years. And guess what? You still ain't got it right. But if you turn it over to God, won't he change it, Lion?
Yes.
If you turn it over to God, won't he change it, Miss Cheryl? Just nod or give a thumbs up.